Hey Kevin, it's Shannon. I'm here at the top of Soapstone Mountain with the caretakers of Soapstone Mountain. We have Jim, or Big Jim, and Mark with me here today. Right now we're viewing the beautiful eastern view off of Soapstone Mountain. We're going to take a little tour of the area and they're going to give us a little background. And hopefully we'll give you a nice picture of how this area is being used, what they're doing, and invite you on up. Come and see what's up here. It's beautiful. All right, so Mark and Jim, I'm standing here on this beautiful mountain. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what your group has done here?
Well, I'd like to tell you a little about how we got started. Uh, our first focus was the tower. It had been closed, and we thought, what could we do to try to get reopened? And the more we looked into it, we decided to expand our group that we formed into the entire area here, the whole 7,000 acres of the Snipshit Forest. We've looked at multiple projects, and one of the first ones we tackled last year when we got started was reclaiming the view here. The trees, probably a lot of saplings, 25 feet tall or so. There was no view at all when we started. In our first work event, we focused on reclaiming the view.
And I see the wood chips down on the ground. Did you have something to do with the path that comes through here and the picnic? There's a lot of picnic tables, beautiful place to eat lunch.
Well, when we did our first event, we had two wood chippers from a couple of local businesses, one positioned at one end of the run and the other end, and everything that we took down, we recycled back into what you see is now picnic pads and nice trails so people can actually make it down here and use this like they used to use in the past. You know, Jim's got a great story about a friend of his, and why don't you tell us that one, Jim?
Well, a good friend of mine, when his dad was probably 7th grade or so, he'd go to 7 o'clock mass on a Sunday. They'd send him up to reserve tables for the family. After the whole family would join him, he told us if you didn't have a table by noon on a Sunday, you wouldn't get a table up here. And that was probably in the 1940s and 50s. We picture a lot more activity going on. We're trying to bring that back, the picnicking, getting the kids outdoors more. It's such a great place. The views, it's 1,000 feet above sea level, and we want to try to reclaim more of the views that, you know, it's in our reach. We've got a good start right now, but there's a lot more work ahead of us.
And that's what it's about, is really getting the people back out here. Used to be able to come up and then you'd have the choice of maybe 2 or 3 picnic tables, none with a view. Now you can walk around this, really, to use a word, amphitheater, to see the view from all different perspectives. And our idea is to put in some nice windows and continue to move these windows of views all through the forest here, and then have people be able to see different things all the way through the ridgeline. That's part of it. There's also a lot of maintenance that needs to be done to keep this area looking good. And we really appreciate the support we're getting from everyone in all the towns.
Beautiful. And what kind of response are you getting from the community for your group and the Soapstone Mountain Maintenance Project?
I'd say it's overwhelming. Before we even got gelled as a group, we've had people in the community supporting us from all over the country, sending us, you know, their well wishes, and it's just this groundswell of support's amazing. The Rotary, local Rotary in Summers, the local Lions Club in Summers, all making donations to have these picnic tables built. The Women's Club, we were invited there, and you know, we became big fans of that group at the Summers Women's Club. They enjoyed us having us being there, and just it's been pretty overwhelming, the support.
It was kind of amazing. Our very first work event, we had 2 tree companies come up, 3 landscape companies. I had my excavating equipment. We expanded the parking lot, probably 50 volunteers. It was pretty overwhelming.
It was amazing. It really was.
That's fabulous.
We're not going to work up here every weekend, but if we can hold occasional work events and get a large group together, that's what it's all about. Everyone that was here was asking when we were going to be doing it again, because they really got something out of it, that good feel. And people that couldn't make it were messaging us asking when we'd have another one, so it's pretty overwhelming, the support.
Wonderful. And before we were filming, you were telling me a story about a church group that came up here and did their first Easter sunrise service in several years.
The Summers Congregational Church
Yeah.
for decades had a sunrise service up here, and as trees grow, I believe their view of the sunrise got diminished. We know it did, and one of our true goals was in the beginning was to be able to allow them to see the sunrise during that service. It was just fun goal to go after, and this year they were able to see the sunrise for that service, and then they also had a great breakfast event too.
Exactly. When we got started, our focus was the tower, and we're still working with the state, trying to see what could be done, whether it's refurbish, build a new tower, but at the same time, this was some instant projects we could, since we had formed a group, we were able to go after right away. So we have long-term goals. This was some short-term goals that, we've improved the place. Our first work event was improved. Like, we walked away. By 1 o'clock, it looked like a summer's worth of work got done.
Nice. Very
Yep.
good. So, all right, I'm standing here right off the main roadway that leads up to the top of Soapstone Mountain, and I'm here with Mark and Jim, and they're going to talk a little bit about this area and show us some of the views, and also talk a little bit about this road.
Well, one interesting thing, you could pull up to this area, and it's definitely accessible. Picnic tables right off the side. Our first work event, we had a chipper down at this location also. We cleared up at the other end, and simultaneously we had a crew down here. And the saplings had overgrown this whole area. The view was just about closed off. Now at this point, you have a nice view. You can see there's an apple orchard in the distance. That's looking out towards Ellington. It's very panoramic, and we've increased picnic tables in this area. And there's more work to be done, but this got us off to a really good start, just opening things back up.
Absolutely.
Mark?
We're here at the famed tower on the top of Soapstone Mountain with Jim and Mark, and they're going to tell us a little bit about what this tower means to them.
Well, last summer, not quite a year ago, I got back from vacation, and up in Canada, they had a nice tower overlooking the lake, and I started thinking about our tower. Why couldn't we try to put this thing back together? So I took a few pictures of it and offered to try to spearhead some fundraising, see if we could get involved to bring it back. And within a week, we were meeting the senator up here, and I asked Mark to get involved to help document, and he jumped in.
Yeah, it's just been taken off from there. I mean, was our rallying point was the tower, and it just expanded into the whole, Soapstone Mountain and the Schnipsit Forest, and this is just but one of the projects we have going. We're working with the state right now. It's further along than it's ever been since it's been closed over 2 years, and we're really making a lot of headway. And it just takes time, and it's one of the time, and then there's a lot of different things that go on behind the scenes, especially in the state now. We have to move forward in a very in a sensitive area, which is getting money approved or spent or just as help, and that's what we're doing.
They've completed their engineering study looking at options of what they could do, if possibly replace, repair. So they're seriously moving forward and evaluating what options we have, and we've brought a lot of attention to it, and that's helped. And we'd like to thank everybody for their support to this point. It's been amazing.
Especially we want to thank the Friends groups in Connecticut. They were big supporters of ours. They saw our passion, and they helped us get to where we are. And I think the Friends groups, if you've not heard of them, they're real popular and pretty powerful in keeping the state parks going and helping out all through the whole state.
I've heard of them. I think every major trail has a Friends caretakers group essentially to maintain and help where it's needed.
That's a funny story, because when we spoke to Pam at the Friends group, we said, we have a lot of friends, but we want our name to really represent what we're about, and that we're the only caretakers. And it's kind of cool when we met them for the first time, and it's just been a great relationship and nice people, and they're doing the right thing for the people in the state.